So we've made some changes. We still have a lot of cleanup afterwards, but I am tired and it's hot. I think things are supposed to start cooling off in the next couple of days, but you will notice my garden bench is not there. My potting bench is not there anymore because, well, we had the rodents and we really don't want them anywhere near the house. So that's gotten pulled. Those little cinder blocks there is what the darn things were nesting in. And yeah, I think like 4 or 5 of them came running out of there whenever we pulled that. But anyway, welcome to my little victory garden where I'm trying to grow food for my multi-generational household of 5 in North Texas. We are still in the middle of cleanup for fall, and I'm doing a little bit of planting. I think I've gotten a little ahead of myself because some things are not doing well once I put them in, but I will show you. So I started filling the green stalks. The lettuce did well. I put in some Swiss chard. I put in like 5 of them. 2 survived, probably because a mouse came running out of there the other day. I'm so freaked out by the whole thing. But it looks like something was like digging in there. And then the one up here, I'm not sure if you can tell, but yeah, the little leaf got snipped off somehow. Can't imagine how. But yeah, so that's the green stalk so far. I've tried, did some radish seeds in here. I'm not sure how good these are for like direct seeding things. At least not with the soil I've got, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. I still have peanuts over here. I'll show you where the others are in a little bit. I think, or I'm desperately hoping that is these elderberries starting to actually take off. I've started a few of them that I'd gotten from somebody. Not sure how they're going to do. I also found me a chili piquin. I am so excited. It's been a busy weekend. I went to a propagation class with the Master Gardeners program, and I'll show you some of the things I got there because they let us go take clippings from their garden, which was kind of cool. All of this with the tomatoes and the basil and the okra is looking really lush, except, where the tomatoes have gone kind of brown and icky. And there's the new garden bench. My wife is the one who's organized it because she is an organizing queen. I am slightly chaotic, so not so much. I'm pretty impressed with what she's pulled off for me. You'll notice she found those little rectangular pots at Deso, and they've got like a mesh bottom. And she's set that up to hold all my smaller pots so that they are not under the potting bench attracting rodents. Yes, a lot of what happened this weekend was about deterring rodents. Oh, and there's my other peanuts I need to get moved further, but you'll note we don't have any more other grow bags except for this handful. We've dumped them all in the compost for future use. I've also started cutting back some of the zinnias that were in the pathways to make that a little easier. These are those blackberries I had tried propagating. They have done well. I'm leaving them over here because they seem to be doing fine in the sunlight. My other things I propagated over the weekend, not so much. I've moved those over to my picnic table. My wife walked all over where I put my Canterbury Bells seeds, so I'll reseed those later. I've got some of my little seedlings coming in here, but most did not, so I'll just reseed those probably next week because I think it should be a little cooler then. I still have this one watermelon plant hanging out. I'm probably going to pull it next week too. I don't think that little watermelon's getting any bigger. There's my Texas tarragon. It's still doing well. Those are some weeds, I think henbit, that need to be pulled, along with some grass. I keep fighting the nut grass. Here I've got kale and radishes. I need to pull that back so that, I'm trying to keep the cabbage flies out of here, cabbage worms. Which are those little white butterflies, that land and leave their little larvae around. I tried putting some broccoli seedlings in, but they've all died. We're just, they're maybe too young, or they really didn't like being transplanted. I probably should try direct seeding them next. My blackberries are getting huge. I'm hoping this means I'll have a good harvest next year. These are all floricane varieties. So what I'm growing this year is what's going to have berries for next year. Pretty excited about all that. I'm sure y'all saw the video where I pulled half my sweet potatoes. I'm not going to bother raking it down or anything until I pull the other half in a few weeks. Let's see, my artichoke is doing well. My asparagus are looking good. The grapes are starting to look good after I put the fungicide on them. Let's come back down here. This was one of those grow bags that was filled with potting soil. I'd run out of compost, so that's what I was putting on top of my sweet potatoes as they kind of started to poke up out of the ground to kind of reduce how much turns green. Oh, this is exciting. My butterfly pea is starting to flower finally. I actually had one sprout. I've put in like 50 or so seeds over the last couple of years. These are my first ones. Pretty excited about that. I don't remember what this bean is. I planted a few different things here and I haven't planted anything recently, so I just don't know. It could be my Alabama lima beans, but I have one plant. We'll see how that does. This had corn and potatoes. The potatoes didn't do anything. The corn got eaten by the ants. We're moving on. I'm thinking I might make this bed dormant for the winter, and if I can get some chicken bedding from Julie soon, I can just cover this whole thing and let it sit for the winter. My peppers have been doing really well, except that one. It's looking sad. You see that? It's very sad. I'm seriously considering maybe in a few weeks seeing if I can dig a couple of these up and pot them for next year. I don't know. We'll see. My eggplant is looking healthier than it ever has, but it's not putting on any fruit yet, and it might not. We'll oh wait, there's one. I see it. See it? I'm gonna get some more eggplant. I'm so excited. I'm getting lots of flowers on the tomatoes, but they don't really seem to be setting fruit. If they don't by next week, I have no urge to fertilize them at this stage of things. I'll just start cutting them back. I have other things I want to plant. I also still need to pull the melon vines off the top. They've been so intertangled with everything else. Look, there's my garden bench. I need to move that. I am kind of enjoying having all this extra space here. Without the garden bench there. Wonder if we can get this rodent thing under control. Maybe I can extend the length of these beds by another 4 feet or something. Maybe not. My wife probably won't agree to that. I'm still working on digging this out. We should be getting rain in a few days, so I can make some more progress. My patio is a mess because we've been dumping, actually this whole side of the yard is a mess because we've been dumping potting soil into the compost. But this is the propagation station we put together at the Master Gardener thing. I thought I'd grabbed lemon balm, but by the time I got to the table, I guess I dropped it. Or not lemon balm, lemon verbena. I have lemon balm. I want some lemon verbena. I'm not sure how any of these are going to do, because when my wife moved the potting bench, she'd moved this over there, and they got kind of crispy today, so hence they're over here to get more shade during the day. This is some of the other things that, well, some of my tomatoes that I already had, and then some of the other things that I'd picked up, and I put them in this propagation station that I had set up several weeks ago that I'd done the blackberries in. I just refreshed the perlite and started over. I need to cut the celosia down. They are growing back. All of these are going to go to a take a plant site later in the week. I need to get them cleaned before I take them, but that's why they are piled up here. I seem to always have things in transition on the end of the weekend. This is my prickly pear. I think we're actually going to set fruit. I'm hoping I'm setting fruit there. I had a really pretty flower there. The okra is actually starting to produce really well. I got like almost 10 this morning. And it looks like I'm going to have several more to harvest tomorrow. Oh, I've got some paprika peppers that look like they need to be picked. They're easier to see from this side than... You see those bright red things? Then I can see them from the other side. And you take care of that. My lemon balm is doing well. I cut back the damaged leaves, and it's doing fine. My rain barrels are empty, so we're really kind of hoping for some rain. See the grapes. You will notice how overflowing my compost is right now. So this is the side where I've had stuff composting, and this is the new side. We are emptying out that tumbling compost. It just really has not worked for us. It's attracted rodents. So I will not be composting my kitchen scraps for a bit until we can get an alternative that is not going to attract rodents. Garden clippings and things are still going in. But on top of all of that stuff, we dumped all these grow bags. They are... I'm expecting rain. I'm hoping that'll kind of help, and then I can clean these things up. I'm thinking maybe a mixture of some peroxide and water. This is my sorrel hibiscus, or roselle sorrel hibiscus. I knew nothing about this plant when I put it in. I just knew I wanted hibiscus tea. And this was the seed that was going to get it. I've learned so much already this year, and I'm going to be treating it completely different next year. I mean, it's going to probably get the same amount of neglect it's gotten this year, but it's going to go in the front of the house, so that, and nothing else around it, because it's huge. I expect it will probably get even bigger if it's on the south side of the house and has more room to spread out than it has here, because you'll see it has covered the pathway as well. But tomorrow is I think tomorrow is the equinox, and that means my daylight hours are going to be shortening, and hopefully this thing will start putting on some blooms in the next few days. I'm hoping. I tried putting in some Swiss chard here. I don't think I kept it watered well enough or protected well enough, and it's struggling. But I have some more seedlings I'll let get a little bit bigger, and I'll put in there. And of course my other herbs are doing well. But yeah, that's about it. There's not a whole lot to see right now. It's not looking a little scraggly like this sage, because we are in transition. But we've done a lot. We're tired. I am excited about starting to take some of these classes offered by our extension office, and I've got another one coming up in October to take. But yeah, that's it. That's the garden. It's looking a little sad in places, and other things it's kind of flourishing. A little more so extremely than it was in June. June was nice. But yeah, if y'all have any ideas about what I might do with that sweet potato bed, I've thought about onions and garlic and leeks over there. Once I get the sweet potatoes out, I'll probably take the rest of them out in October. Because we are expecting rain, I've brought in the first batch, and I have them in my pantry with where I'm doing my seed starting, and threw some a black trash bag over it in hopes of kind of keeping them with the humidity they need for the next week. But that's the garden. Let me know what y'all think about how things are going.